First and foremost, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, the bonus to the elders and apostles of Grimstone, and salutations to all the brothers pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. I'm the brother Yahya from the James Kingston Jamaica camp, here once again with a quick lesson. This one is based off a conversation I overheard in the taxi. Was on my way home via public transport, and the driver was pretty much making reference to times now as it is now and times in his days, in his younger days, because he's an older man. And pretty much he was saying that back in his days, mainly roughly the 90s, he's saying that things was much better, terms of love amongst people. In Jamaica here, we have like in certain rural communities, we have a very close knit relations with our neighbor and so forth. So you'll have the typical disagreements and disputes, but in terms of high level of maliciousness, in terms of murder, you wouldn't have that. And that's what he was making reference to. He was making reference to back then when a man used to could have go over Mastro land and pick two ackee and pick two banana and some mangoes, and everything good. And it pretty much likewise there was some form of a bartering system back then, that showed and demonstrated love and consideration for your neighbor in comparison to now when the environment is more volatile, is more tense, everybody is on edge. There is no more love for your neighbor anymore. Everybody is for themselves. Everybody is not considering the welfare of another man. Everybody is in their own unit, And the guy was making note of these differences. Back then, quote unquote gunman wouldn't just typically get up and just kill randomly, kill women, kill children, kill babies. You wouldn't typically hear of those stories back then in the 90s. But now, you have men just getting up and killing babies on the breast, right? And these are things that to show you the signs of the times that we're in. Scripture tells you in the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 12 says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right? The love of many shall wax cold because what? Iniquity shall abound. We're living in a time where there's a high level of demonic frequency in society that is being released by the so-called white man. He's the one that has pressed forth a philosophy of degradation on society, where society isn't living by principles and morals anymore. They're living by whatever wayward standard that has been portrayed on them through the medium, through the movies, through these influencers that are coming out right now. You understand? And with that, you have a level of principles, a less level of morality, a less level of standards. That is why currently you can see women saying clearly, that they have multiple men without any shame about it, because it has been normalized. That is why in today's society you have individuals being homosexuals and it's not being looked on with high level of disdain. They are accepted by society, right? And that is why a man can get up and he can shoot a baby, a newborn baby that's smiling with him and trying to play with him. He can shoot that baby in the head. Because what? Iniquity has abound, and because iniquity has abound, the love of many has waxed cold. Jumping from there to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 14. 2 Ezra chapter 14 verse 14 says, "Let go from the immortal thoughts." So what you should do as a man of the Lord, you understand? Because scripture tells you in the book of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 14 that here we have no continuing city, but we seek it one to come, right? Micah chapter 2 verse 10 says, Micah 2:10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right? Let me just pull it up. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Right? So this is not your rest, man. This is not the place where righteousness will abound. This is the place where corruption is spreading on a high level. Darkness is spreading on a high level. And that is why we, men of the Lord, our mindset is supposed to be to least haste thee from these times, to leave these times. Understand? So the scripture in 2 Ezra 14, verse 14 says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, right? Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So much the more shall evils increase, man. Right? Evils will be in a state of increasing. You understand? There's nothing that can be done in society right now to revert the level of iniquity that has abounded on the earth. The only solution that we have right now is through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai bringing forth destruction on this current society. The scripture says the good cannot become lest the evil which is sown be rooted out. Right? And we all that evil which is sown shall be rooted out is through thermonuclear fire. It has to be burnt, man. It has to go through that cleansing fire. Right? It says, for the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now haste the vision to come which thou hast seen. Now haste the vision to come. Right? There's a vision that was received by Ezra. You understand? And that vision is hastening to come. You understand? Let's see what part of the vision says. Right, we can pull that up in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. The word of prophecy means to say before. Right? Which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cast them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right? So there is an iniquity that is come. There is a vision that is going to come. Right? And we are not supposed to let the disbelief of them out there that is stuck in this wayward way of life. Right? That is stuck in this perverse way of life trouble us. Right? Our mindset is supposed to press towards the mark, press towards the high calling of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all the unfaithful, those who are not having faith in words, those who are not believing in this word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, are going to die in them unfaithfulness. Right? It says, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Right? Far be it gone from us where you can literally tell a man that he's a man anymore. You know? You can't tell a girl that she's a girl. She's supposed to be doing girl-like things. Right? No. If a man says he's a woman and you decide to go against that narrative that he has imagined in his head, right? Society will come down on you, man. You understand? That is what exceedingly polluted the whole earth means. Right? These are the things that are on a high level. Wickedness is on a high frequency. The standards of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not being laid out in the land anymore. You understand? It says, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. That's why the scripture says, set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done therein. So there are men out here, men. There are men out here, the men of the Lord, that are sighing and crying for all of the abominations that is being done in the land. That are sighing and crying for all the reckless killing, the mindless killing of people. You understand? That are sighing and crying for all the adultery that is happening in the land, for all the sodomy that is happening in the land, right? Sighing and crying for all of the abominations that is happening in the land right now. There is no standard of, our people are far removed from ancestral quality, right? So there are men out here that are sighing and crying, seeing this type of waywardness, seeing this type of perverseness, and they are speaking about it, man. They are basically on this highway, the highway of the internet, saying something about it. See something, say something, right? So those are the men that are persecuted for speaking righteousness, right? So it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So the souls of the just are going to complain continually. And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So what is Egypt now, right? Strike Egypt with plagues as before. You understand? So there was a time when the Heavenly Father smite Egypt, that is in the land over there in Africa, right? So he smite Egypt before, right? So which Egypt is he talking about right now? The word Egypt goes back to the Greek word Egyptos, which means land of captivity. You understand? So basically, this current society that we're living in right now is not where we are originally from. We are Israelites, right? We are Israelites from we are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Israelites make up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? We were brought over here through the transatlantic slave trade, right? And therefore, we are in this land of our captivity until this day. You understand? So within this land of our captivity, we are far removed from our heritage. We are far removed from our ancestral quality, and that is in part, by the wickedness of the so-called white man. You see me? He has polluted the minds of our people, right? He has degraded the quality of our morality. You understand? And therefore, you have what is taking place right now amongst our people, because of the high level of witchcraft that the so-called white man has put in the minds of our people, man. You understand? So there's a reckoning for that. There's a reckoning for polluting the people of the Heavenly Father. You understand? So the scripture says what? And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. That is a vision that is gotten by Ezra, right? That this current society is going down. It is going down because iniquity has abounded in this current society. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful consolation. That means a crop up a field. That means you're going to have famine in the land, right? That means you're going to have starvation. And you know what that means? Since iniquity abound, and the scripture says the love of many shall wax cold. The love of many are going to even wax colder, right? Now it's very easy for these pow-pow boys, these boom, pow-pow, this gunshot man them, the gunman them, to kill a baby upon the breast. What do you think is going to happen in the time to come? You know? When them hungrier than hungry. Now them not hungry as much, but yet still them willing to rob the old lady upon the corner. You know, them willing to kill baby for a couple $1,000. You understand? And them not really all that hungry now. So imagine the time come when our state, you know, and our places, the places where we live right now are going to a state of emergency. When food shortage come, when World War III is on the brink of just tipping over the edges, so to speak. What do you think is going to happen, man? You understand? The scripture does tell you. The scripture tell you, man. Scripture tell you. Let me get that part right. You know? Scripture say, verse 19, it says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Them not have no pity now, you see me? And them worse not gonna have no pity then, right? Right? Them worse not gonna have no pity then, the times to come. You understand? But shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. That is the times that are coming. Very serious times. Very serious times. Right? So, what is the solution? Seek Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You understand? When do another lesson upon that? You know. So with that, hope that this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to say Kalalal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Kodash. The bonus to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, and salutations to all brothers pushing this work in all sincerity and truth. Shalom.